Here is our list view demo. Bunch of imports up at the top. Let's scroll them out of the way, take a look at what else is left. Demo extends application. Here at the very bottom we do the usual stuff. Now let's talk about the rest of the code. We're going to still have an array of strings, 9 of them just like before, and we've defined them here. We're going to have some image views, also 9, to go with the 9 flag titles that are above. So this is just borrowed from the previous demo that you just saw earlier. So let's zoom in here and focus on the important code. Well, here you see we've defined our list view. And notice again that we've used the convention that the author introduced about these 2 or 3 letter prefixes. We only have one list view, so we just call it lowercase lv for list view. So we say that it's a new list view. Again, you see the use of the ffcollections.observableArrayList method to convert what would otherwise be a normal array to something that is an observable list. And then we can use it in the context of list view, so it becomes the argument for list view in the constructor that you see right here. We then set the preferred size of the list view to 400 by 400, and we set the selection model to selection mode multiple, and this is what's now going to allow us to do what we wouldn't be able to do with a combo box, specifically allow multiple selections of multiple items at one time. We've created a flow pane to hold all these flags as they come streaming in. That seems to be an appropriate type of pane to use in this context. We create a border pane in which we're going to put all of this stuff. In the left area of our border pane, we put a new scroll pane containing the list view. And then in the center area of this border pane, we put the image pane. Now all we need is a event handler to actually service the event when it happens. So again, we're using lambda notation for that. You see that right here where I've highlighted the code. So we're going to add a listener. So we're waiting for the observable value to change. So that's why we've put OV here. So we have list value dot selection model dot selected item property dot add listener OV, and then the code exists between these two curly brackets you see right here, and this is the code that we execute every time an item or items are selected from our list view. What we do every time there's a change to the selection is we clear all the children of our image plane out in preparation for filling it with a new number of flags that have been selected. And then for integer I steps through all of the indices of the selected items. So in other words, if we've selected, let's say for argument's sake, item 2, 4, and 5 from the list, then in this kind of for loop what will happen is I will assume the values 2, 4, and 5 as it iterates. And on the first iteration I will be 2, and we'll add image views 2 as a child to the image pane. On the next iteration we'll do the same with image view 4, and on the third and last iteration we'll do the same with image view 5. So in other words, the selected indices are what's going to be used as we iterate through this loop and add those particular images to our image pane. So it's actually fairly straightforward by the time the dust is settled on. It's a very interesting approach. Let's go ahead next and run the demo. So there it is running now. I'm going to just widen this out a little bit so we can see the flags as they come into view. So let's go ahead and select Canada and see what happens. Well, there's a flag. Now remember, this area over here is now a flow pane. So if we select a couple of flags, let's do that. I'm going to use the control key to select multiple things. Okay, and you can see that we can select a number of flags at a time. Now, interestingly, if we were to use the shift click, which you're familiar with probably from your use in Windows, watch what happens. The items are selected, but nothing happens over here. So in fact, I need to use control click instead. So there we have it.